Yeah, so the last few years of the IPL, I had blurred vision in my right eye. I had a retinal detachment and was pretty close to completely being detached, which means you would be blind in one eye. I obviously grew up here. That's where I feel time stand still for a little while. I think I connected with every single coach throughout my career. Very hardly ever fought with any of them.
Should have tried it, it was fine.
I wish I had the guts to sort of really take the game on in Test cricket. I was way too conservative. Immediately just felt at home, felt backed, and that's what I didn't feel at Delhi. No one's fault, possibly my own insecurities. I'm not the man to make those calls, and I'm glad I'm not the guy to do so, but just needs a bit of a shake-up.
Welcome back to The Switch, everybody. It gives me great pleasure to welcome AB de Villiers to the Jumeirah Royal Tanda Club here in South Africa. We're in your neck of the woods. This sun is different. Huh?
It's hot today. It's beautiful. What a great day to be out here.
Africa is a special place.
Absolutely. I obviously grew up here, so the northern parts of South Africa is a special place in my heart. Just connecting with the bushvelds and the animals and the beautiful nature we have here.
What would you say your favourite experience is? I mean, I know you like spending a bit of time at the coast, that way you're like up in the Highveld. We're in the bush at the moment. This is Big Five. There could be a lion, a leopard, there could be anything around any corner now. What's an experience?
Definitely in the bushveld up north.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a share in a farm about an hour and a half's drive from Pretoria.
Okay.
We don't have everything on it, but close to it. We don't have rhinos, for instance, an elephant, which is tough to manage on a smaller game farm. So without me having to explain, you can't really carry 10 elephants there. They will absolutely wreck the trees. But that's my ideal week or weekend with a family, is just to go there, connect with nature. Cell phones are off for the weekend. You and nature and family. But that's where I feel at home, and that's where I feel time stand still for a little while.
Yeah, it's amazing. It does that for everybody. One thing that stands out for me is you're an unbelievable mech. Sometimes I actually feel fitter now than when I play, because you can actually dedicate time to yourself. Whereas when you're on the road, it's hotel, aeroplane, runs, batting, trying to bat. Then you got to go, then you got to feed, then in a team meeting.
Absolutely no doubt about it. There's no time to really completely look after yourself, physically, mentally. I found that throughout the IPL, often halfway through the tournament, feeling a bit drained, because I can't really touch base with myself. And that is physically and mentally. So now there's definitely more of a routine. I understand my body a bit better, I think. I won't say I'm in 10 out of 10 yet, but I'm getting there. I have a plan. But it's not about how you look, it's more about how you feel and how you can move. And I feel that I play a lot of paddle, and funny enough, that's actually where I got injured before the WCL tournament. I strained a little hammy.
So everybody gets injured playing paddle.
It's a grade one, because I don't like losing in paddle, and we play these 90-minute games with 3 sets, so there's nowhere to hide really, and it's highly competitive matches against.
Have you got a partner who's your guy?
I jump around. All former tennis players, some of them Davis Cup players, played against Federer back in the day, one of the guys.
Proper players.
Proper players, so ideal way to sort of do a bit of cardio, and then I just understand in the gym what to do these days and what worked for me, what makes me agile.
Yeah.
So that's the way forward for me.
A young AB de Villiers, from everything you read, everything I've spoken to you about, all the interviews you've done, you could have chosen any sport. You're one of those guys that we hate. One of those guys that could just literally choose anything. They talk scratch handicap, incredible at tennis, loved all your ball sports, brilliant at rugby, brilliant at cricket. You chose cricket. Why cricket?
Team sport. I think I got a proper taste of that. The school I attended to, very much focused on team sports, at least in those days, early 2000s. I got a taste of that. 1,200 boys chanting your name, singing songs while you're playing rugby.
Yes.
Also cricket, great support.
Yeah.
And I never looked back from there. But
sport's televised in South Africa now, right?
Yeah.
So rugby's televised every weekend.
Exactly.
So it's a big thing. Like, there's not many countries in the world where, like you're saying, people shouting your name at schoolboy level. Like, you're a bit of a cult figure at school. You can become in this country.
No, the level of, the quality of sports at school level is absolutely incredible in South Africa. And that's our foundation. But tennis was definitely my strongest game growing up.
You love your tennis.
I love it. To make a decision around the age of 11, 12, where there was an opportunity to go to the States. And I mean, I was nowhere near mature enough for that. I made my debut for the Protest when I was 20 and I wasn't even ready for that. So imagine me having to go to the States at the age of 11, 12, mommy's boy, youngest in the family.
Yeah.
There was just no way. I think I would have fought my way in to, I don't know, some kind of level there. But
what did mum and dad say? Was it your decision or was it a little bit of their decision?
No, it was a family decision. It's just, I don't think it was ever that serious. When I speak to my mom, she was like, she was really hoping I would go.
Oh, really?
She's the tennis lover in the family, and she was also my coach more often than not. I had a couple of other coaches as well, the Sullivan family, who taught me a lot about the game. But yeah, I think we just made that decision together. I knew I wasn't ready for something like that.
In tennis, who would you be?
Djokovic, I would say.
Novak.
Fast feet.
Novak.
Wouldn't give any points away. Strong forehand, strong serve. Backhand wasn't my strength, but I knew what I was doing with it. I could place it in right areas. And yeah,
there we go, Novak. You've got one of the greatest that have ever played the game. If he was a tennis player, he wanted to be you.
Jocko, always. I love the way he plays the game. I like his sense of humour afterwards. I like how he acknowledges the opponent. Whether he wins or loses, he always gets the crowd going sometimes.
He's got 24 Grand Slams. The dude is the dude.
Best of all time.
Get a move from a thorn, yep. You get taken by those things.
In
and
Africa.
I'm back there and I'm asking no more questions. Youngest in the family, competitive in the family?
Insanely competitive.
I had 3 brothers and they talk Ashes cricket, they talk all sorts of cricket. I go, there was nothing more competitive in my life than playing in the back garden with my brothers. It was kill or be killed.
I always tell that story to some of my friends when I faced McGrath and Warren and them in 2006 for the first time away from home. But I'll never forget facing my first ball to Pidge, and I pulled him for 4 and I went like, is that it? Without being arrogant, but
of course.
But why I mentioned that is I remember my backyard days with my brothers in the courtyard and backyard. We rolled pitches, and I mean, I felt my life was threatened at times in the backyard. So now facing Pidge and him staring at me, I was like, okay, I'm honestly not scared, but I have a lot of respect for you, but I didn't feel that vibe. But yeah, I grew up in an incredible environment, a lot of love in the family, but very competitive.
Yeah.
Taught me respect, to be humble. I think I connected with every single coach throughout my career. Very hardly ever fought with any of them or argued.
You should have tried it. It was fun.
I found it very entertaining following your your relationships with your coaches over the years.
We've got I'm just coming up here to one of the big 5. Got a little bit of Buffalo action.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to talk about impact in sport or in the team. This guy could have an impact in this team on this bucky if he gets going.
He looks a little
He's
bit
interested
itchy.
in us. Yeah.
A little bit of a smell there.
Grass stuck to his nose.
They're big animals, eh? Hard for a lion to take one of those guys.
It's an old bull, though. Dangerous. Might have the rest of the herd, yeah.
Maybe somewhere. Yeah, so those guys that you lean on and they give you the real story that you sometimes need because you can be caught up in your own drama.
Yeah, that's where things started changing. I worked with Kallis in 2007. I was technically...
This is when we started playing against each other, right?
I had a couple of flaws in my technique at the time. Backlift was going behind my back a touch, so but bat wasn't coming through straight. Getting LBW bowled often.
I remember that.
And after like
Straight to
6 times getting out the same way, Kallis, that's the first time in my life I heard his voice.
And the last.
He had had enough. He came to me and said that this has got to stop now. One of the guys we're turning to now, we all know you're talented, but you just keep getting out the same way. And he took me to the nets in Ireland. We were there on a tour. Took me out for a drink in the evenings and started bonding with me, which was...
You had to pay. Kallis don't pay.
Yeah, I mean, I still did most of the talking, even though he was teaching me. No, he helped me a hell of a lot to get my backlift out, taught me or helped me get along with playing the ball a bit later. In 2008, not long after, I very clearly remember playing a test match in India where I faced Srisanth, who was always moving, nibbling the ball around. We were 20 for 3 or something silly in Ahmedabad. And I remember batting with Kallis at the time. I remember playing a defensive shot and went like, oh, that's the feeling.
Wow.
It's almost the first time in my life that I really allowed a ball just to come, like for an extra split second. Okay. Instead of, because you know that good length, you want to go and feel it. And that's the first time in 2007 only, or 8 only. It's the first time I felt like they can't get me out here. I can bat as long as I want to. Ironically, Kallis at the other end, he scored 100. I scored a double in that game. Dale, I can't remember how many wickets. I think he took 10 in that game, perhaps, Dale Steyn. And we won by an innings and I don't know how many runs in India. And that's where things started changing for me.
Everybody thinks like in the modern day game, it's all come out and hit the ball here, hit the ball there. I believe you can only do that if you know that you've got a defence that can't be broken through.
Spot on.
You're the greatest player in T20 cricket, arguably the greatest. And you knew when you walked out to bat, you could just go,
Yeah.
Credit Kallis for being the guy that changed your whole career around.
Yeah, alongside a few others. But
Yeah.
Kallis, because he didn't say much, it was very impactful. And
Yeah.
I would always look at him and try and not copy, but look at his technique for tips and what is he doing right that I'm not doing.
You became a 360 player all over the grounds. Where did that come from? Was it just a case of, as a youngster playing tennis, I've got very good wrists, I have the ability, because I know people ask me about the switch hit, and I just talk about playing a lot of squash as a kid, and you've got that backhand, so that move there is not a hard move. And you just turn around and then you just start hitting the ball this way. And it actually doesn't feel too difficult. Is it the same for you, just doing all those trick shots?
Absolutely. My boys, my two youngsters actually like playing cricket as well. And I've been encouraging them the last 12 to 18 months. Like, if you want to be a really good cricket player, go and play a racket sport as much as you can. Don't forget about your cricket, but I promise you it's going to help you. Hand-eye, foot movement, getting into a solid base.
Yeah.
Tennis, you need to move, but before you hit, you have to get a solid base. Very similar to cricket. You can be on the move, but when it's action time, you need to be steady.
You remember when you first thought, okay, I can start pushing the boundaries here. And who was it against?
But talking about scoops and stuff like that, I remember watching Dilshan and a few guys trying it out, being relatively successful with it. And I would always look at it and think it's a silly option. Why would you do that? I don't think the success rate of that is good enough for me to actually go and try it.
Yeah.
I would rather back my low risk kind of shots that I know give me the best possible option to cash in or to get a high reward. I think Dilshan was still at Delhi with me at the time, where I started going like, okay, but he's playing it a bit more consistently now.
Yeah.
I would like to be the guy to sort of take it to the next level. And I saw a few other guys trying it out. But that's where I sort of started exploring the game and started feeling like I could win games out of any position.
Your IPL career, I suppose your journey started at the Delhi Daredevils, spent a couple of years there, and then the monster move.
Yeah, 2011, I joined RCB, and just a whole different environment. Immediately just felt at home, felt backed, and that's what I didn't feel at Delhi. It was completely different. It wasn't the coach's fault, no one's fault, possibly my own insecurities, but I felt like never part of something that's consistent there, you know.
Right.
Where RCB changed that for me, and yeah, things happened quickly there where I started really believing in my own ability to win games, and just learned so many different traits with RCB.
And you've got such a relationship with RCB. I mean, when they won the title this year, you could actually see what it meant.
Yeah.
Like, it's a family, right?
Yeah, that was very special. Virat spoke to me. I actually spoke to him around the auction time, and I told him I think this is it. When I saw the squad, I'll show you the message later. I just wrote like, it's the first time that I honestly can look at our squad and feel like I've no doubt we're going on to win this. Yeah. Not predicting that we're going to win it, but we have a very, very good chance with this squad.
Yeah.
And I mean, Virat sent me a text. Then they started really well, obviously winning away from home, and then he just sent me a text saying, "You better be here when we win this trophy."
Wow.
And I said, "I will not miss it for the world." Yeah, so it was very special, and sort of he was whispering in my ear like what I meant to the team over the years, and he just hopes that I understand the gratitude of the hours we put in, Chris and I, over the years, and they've obviously lifted that trophy. So very special scenes over there.
Okay, so there's a lioness up ahead that they said she was like hunting around the dance, so I'm just going to go a little bit quicker.
Let's go.
Go for it.
Chris Gale.
Yeah.
He, again, is also somebody who completely changed the dynamic in T20 cricket. And, I mean, he killed it for RCB, right? And just watching the power.
I think the main thing with players like him, and there are not a lot of them in the world, that's the kind of impact they have on the teammates and the other players with regards to belief and the way they inspire you by the way they play. And I think that was his biggest asset.
Yeah.
Was how he made me believe in myself because of the way he played. At the starts he got us, and I felt like, you know what, anything is possible here. Yeah. Such a nice, crazy guy. Yeah. He's the craziest man I've ever met in my life, but I love him to bits. Just always smiles, he's always happy.
Yeah.
Such a great influence in the team environment.
Oh, we got a beautiful herd of buffalo coming up here. Lovely.
Nature at its finest.
Isn't it beautiful?
Ah.
Oh, big animals.
Have you ever done commentary on game, on wildlife?
No.
This is your chance. Yeah, look at him.
Hey, buddy. We're going off, don't worry. Strong. We're talking about Gale,
Yeah.
a buffalo. Hey?
It reminds me
Strong.
of some of the Springbok rugby players, actually, when I look at them. They were talking about a water hole, the watering hole on the left. I think we've got the tracks, yeah.
The trackers are jumping in, so I think when the trackers are jumping in, it means that there's a bit of business.
So we found the line.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
is it
there's
a
a
little-
lioness
Oh, there's
right in front of us. Oh, she's a bit shy. I think she's in hunting mode. She's definitely interested in the stuff just over this valley here, the dam wall.
What is there? The buffalo there.
Yeah, the buffalo and then the warthog and some antelope as well. She's definitely interested in that. She can smell them. And this dam wall is the perfect cover for her.
Yeah, he's mate. We talk about everybody else, but obviously the big talking point is just your relationship with Virat. I mean, I watched something the other day where he was talking about the voice note you sent to him, and you said, "I'm going to finish," and him and Anushka were just, I mean, they didn't want to listen to it, they didn't want to see it. He said that he was shocked, but you guys have got a crazy relationship, isn't it? I mean, it's amazing, right, to see that you can build such a rapport with somebody like that.
Yeah, I think the respect started with just the way we played the game and the respect we had for each other through the way we played cricket. Obviously ending up at RCB changed everything as we got to know each other better away from the game, and what an incredible friendship that's been built over the years.
But I'm gonna just stop you here. We need to find this line because there's the warthog. Oh, she's right there behind the bush.
That warthog is under pressure.
Oh my goodness, you can see it.
Yeah, that's striking distance, boys. We're going to see a kill here. The problem is the warthogs are bloody quick.
They are quick, and they're pretty aggressive as well.
That's a big one, that as well. It's not a small
He
warthog.
needs to be in the right place. There's a lot of meat there. If it turns its back now and faces away, that's it.
That warthog's got absolutely no idea. Oh, here we go. There she goes. He's gonna get away, they're too fast. Yeah, that's a big boy, eh? Yeah, energy spent.
Man,
Oh, it's a bit of action.
there was a bit of action.
Who's this warthog? Absolutely shat himself. Did you hear him, yeah? That was close.
He's gone. Miss.
Pumbaa got away.
Yeah. Talking about you and Cowley batting, you hardly ever missed. You never missed.
No, we missed a lot, trust me.
Huh?
A lot of trophies we missed.
You missed a lot of trophies.
Yeah.
Did it feel like the trophy that they won was sort of something that you feel like you had an attachment to, or is it you guys were the players? It's yours.
No, it's definitely theirs. In my own time, when I'm lying in bed at night, cry myself to sleep, I sort of tell myself, but at least 3 players were there back in the day with you, so maybe you had an influence on them.
Something.
No, I'm just kidding. But it's all the players. We were obviously part of the furniture leading up to that, and I'm just obviously there's a deep connection and an attachment. Definitely, it's not my trophy, but Virat was kind enough, and the team were kind enough to invite us in, to make us part of it. I was in touch with Coach Andy as well, leading up to that, and he asked me for advice here and there. So I felt part of the team in a way, but obviously it's the boys' trophy.
Proudest achievement playing?
I'm proud of the fact that I always played the game in a genuine kind of way, in my kind of way, my personality. Yes, humble, lots of joy, love for the game. Yeah, got a little bit tricky towards the back end of my international career, as I got tired and I didn't know how to communicate that with some of the decision makers or the managers or coaches. Media was really on my case at the time. It was tough. Called me that I'm a picker and chooser, and I'm like, that's exactly what I'm not. I'm just crying out for the fact that I'm tired. I sort of called it in 2018. Maybe prematurely, but I was really exhausted at that time. It just felt like I wanted to enjoy the last few years, just travel the world with my family. There was a little accident at home. Yeah, so the last few years of the IPL, I had blurred vision in my right eye. Playing a night game at the Chinnaswamy, I realized there's something. I was testing it, closing my one eye, closing the other, looking at the scoreboard, and realized this one is all blurred up.
Yeah.
Didn't think much of it, and only much later, 2021, close to my retirement, that I see Corbin Bosch at a breakfast, and he said, well, my stepdad is actually an eye surgeon. Just go and see him and just ask him about it, because I was talking about my eye that's blurry. And next minute, he booked me in the following day for surgery. I had a retinal detachment and was pretty close to completely being detached, which means you would be blind in one eye. So he told me sort of I was quite lucky that it was one bump away from the detachment taking place. So
A couple of years, you just...
I didn't know. What I learned from that is my left eye is probably my dominant one.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Legacy is a hard question, like what's your legacy going to be? But I know that you work with a couple of the young players, Devil Brothers in particular, who's starting to turn the lights on around the world at the moment. Is it something that you like doing?
It is, not on a full-time basis. I wouldn't want coaching to be my job one day. If you never say never. But legacy for me is just having a positive influence in other people's lives, wherever you go, whether it's with cricket or other parts of life. I would love to share with younger players.
Yeah.
Whether it's still relevant in 5 years' time, I don't know. The rate they're going at now, I might talk the biggest nonsense in 5 years from now. They're like, where are you coming from, old man? I relate a lot to younger players. I always tell them to find their authentic self. And you can only do that through being your unique person and finding your strengths and weaknesses and sort of molding a game around that.
The Switch is brought to you by Gilbert's News, and they are giving you a chance to win this bat, signed by the one and only Mr. 360, AB de Villiers. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel and drop a comment below. Keep your eyes on our social channels for the winner. Good luck.
Two more things. Family. You can see in your Instagram, see in your life. I know, I've known you for a long time. Your wife and your kids, everything.
Definitely. That's priority in life. You go through phases as well where I'm going through a phase where I just want to be home for as much as I can. I don't want to miss anything. When I leave for 2 days, I literally lie awake.
You've given me 24 hours.
This is really important, so I'm not... I prioritize this, Gabes. It's just I'm very attached to my family now, and I want to be there as much as possible. I don't miss anything. Not one hockey game, not one soccer or tennis or nothing.
Last thing, there's a lot of chat now about the world of cricket. What are your views on the future of the game?
That's a good question. I think some rules need to change. You want a healthy contest between bat and ball in all the formats. I think it's wonderful in Test cricket. I love the way the players are approaching the game now. I wish I had the guts to sort of do what they're doing now. Really take the game on in Test cricket. I was way too conservative. So that's great to see. I think Test cricket is in a very healthy state. Well, the way the game's played.
Okay.
Not so much from the organisers, and I always challenge them to really put more effort and emphasis
Playing
in Test cricket, and make the World Test Championship something that's like bigger than the ODI World Cup. Maybe only every 4 years, but have it fair, where all teams play against each other, at home, away from home, and just make it fair for all the other teams, and not just Australia, India, and England. That's why the ODI World Cup's always been so great. Because it's every 4 years and it's big. Everyone's there. Everyone's got the same kind of chance to win it. You want that for the World Test Championship. But other than that, I think cricket is in a great state. You just want a healthy battle between bat and ball.
Franchise cricket, test match cricket, too much franchise cricket?
Manage it. Maybe you specialise a bit even more in the future. Guys specialising in Test cricket only. I see that happening, but then they need to be paid properly, and they need to be a 4-year tournament, something to look forward to, a trophy to be lifted. But I think the players are in a better place ever. The exposure of the game is fantastic because of T20 cricket and league, so you can't really have a go at that. It's awesome, just needs to be regulated and controlled. I'm not the man to make those calls, and I'm glad I'm not the guy to do so, but they need to get it right. It's their responsibility, whoever makes the calls, whether it's the BCCI, the ICC, a combination of all the boards around the world. I don't know, this just needs a bit of a shake-up.
That's AB de Villiers. You are an absolute star. Thanks, buddy.
Go,
Honestly, what a pleasure.